What is intelligence? An excerpt. Imagine a world where the most advanced minds aren't just humans, but also machines, like robots learning to walk or computers mastering chess. But what does it really mean to be intelligent? In his groundbreaking book, Blaise Agüera y Arcas explores this question by examining how intelligence emerges in both biological and artificial systems. This excerpt delves into a fascinating concept, temporal difference learning, a method that shapes how brains and algorithms alike make sense of the future. Bootstrapping, the secret sauce of learning. Take a simple organism, like Hydra, which has a basic nerve network. At first glance, it seems like it can't learn anything meaningful. No matter how many times it's exposed to stimuli, it doesn't seem to change its behavior. But here's the catch. Every cell in Hydra is constantly adjusting itself to stay responsive to its environment. This is local learning, a form of adaptation that doesn't require a brain. It's like a tiny robot that fine-tunes its sensors to better detect light or temperature. While this isn't the same as human learning, it shows how even the simplest systems can begin to understand their surroundings. The brain's first leap into learning. When a brain starts to form, things get interesting. Neurons in the head begin working together to adapt to the world around them. Each connection between neurons acts like an adjustable parameter, a kind of switch that can be tweaked based on experience. Think of it like a student learning to play chess. Every move they make is a trial, and the brain adjusts its strategies based on whether the move leads to a win or loss. Even if the wiring is genetically pre-programmed, the brain learns to optimize its connections to maximize success. This is the birth of reinforcement learning, where the goal is to predict and achieve rewards, like finding food or winning a game. Dopamine, the brain's reward signal. Now, let's talk about dopamine. You've probably heard it's linked to pleasure, but here's the twist. Dopamine isn't just about feeling good. It's a prediction signal. When you're hungry and see a plate of food, your brain releases dopamine because it predicts that eating will satisfy your hunger. But here's the kicker. Dopamine doesn't wait until you eat. It fires earlier, when you see the food, signaling that the reward is coming. This is like a teacher giving a hint before the test. This question is easy, and I'll give you extra credit if you answer it correctly. Temporal difference learning, the brain's way of forecasting. As brains evolved, they became better at predicting rewards. This led to the development of temporal difference, TD learning, a method where the brain constantly updates its predictions based on actual outcomes. Imagine playing a video game. If you take a wrong turn, the game immediately tells you where you went wrong. TD learning works similarly. By comparing predicted rewards with real ones, the brain refines its strategies over time. This was pioneered by Richard Sutton, who adapted mathematical models of classical conditioning into a machine learning algorithm. His work showed that the brain uses a kind of feedback loop to improve its decisions, even when the rules are unclear. The actor-critic model, a brain's two minds. In TD learning, the brain operates like two teams. The actor, the part that takes actions, and the critic, the part that evaluates those actions. The critic uses past experiences to judge whether a decision was good or bad, while the actor adjusts its behavior based on that feedback. This is like a driver and a navigator. The navigator gives directions, and the driver follows them. Over time, the navigator, critic, becomes smarter at predicting the best routes, while the driver, actor, learns to choose the most efficient paths. Both parts improve together. A process known as bootstrapping, learning from each other rather than relying on a single source. Beyond reward, dopamine's role in prediction. But here's where it gets controversial. Dopamine isn't just a reward signal, it's a prediction signal. When you see a flashing light and then receive a treat, your brain releases dopamine not just after the treat, but before it. This is like a weather forecast. You know the rain is coming before it hits. Dopamine helps the brain anticipate the future, turning simple sensory input into a complex map of possibilities. This explains why animals and humans are so good at learning from experience. even when the rewards are delayed or uncertain. The limits of TD learning. Yet, we must be careful. While TD learning is powerful, it's not the only way the brain learns. Humans and animals can grasp complex patterns far beyond what TD learning can handle. For example, we can play advanced board games like Go, which require foresight and strategy that TD learning struggles with. Recent studies also suggest that dopamine encodes more information than just a simple reward prediction, hinting that the brain might use even more sophisticated methods. A simpler truth about intelligence. So what does this all mean? Intelligence isn't just about memorizing facts or reacting to stimuli. It's about predicting the future. From the simplest organisms to the most advanced brains, the core of learning is the ability to anticipate outcomes and adjust behavior accordingly. But here's the question. Is the brain's way of learning exactly like TD learning, or is it something more complex? This is the debate that keeps researchers curious. As we continue to study the brain, one thing is clear. Intelligence is a dynamic process, shaped by both biology and experience. And as machines become more advanced, they may one day mirror the brain's own intricate dance of prediction and adaptation. Excerpted from What is Intelligence? Lessons from AI about Evolution, Computing, and Minds by Blaise Agüera y Arcas. Reprinted with permission from the MIT Press. Copyright 2025.